2, 1.
Welcome to Antimatters. Hello everyone. Leafcutters getting expansions and the beginning of a diet this episode. Over the last couple of weeks, since I added the trash module, the leafcutters have been growing incredibly. The fungus is hitting new heights and the processing power has never been better. They have started stripping leaves down in no time. As they have grown, I've slowly been upping their leaf intake. They get about 5 now per feeding. That's put me in a tricky situation though. Their pod was getting a bit crowded. There was barely room for 5 leaves and the fungus. Well, not without damaging the fungus by covering it in leaves anyway. I figured it was time for an upgrade. I had an old fish tank kicking about, so drilled my first hole through glass. Ever. I used a cheap 25mm bit. It was definitely easier than I thought it was going to be though, and I'd highly recommend just drilling a hole in a fish tank if you get a chance for your ants. Don't be worried about breaking anything because it's really easy. I stuck a grommet in the hole with some silicone and then let it dry for about 6 hours. I then used the real chunky pipe. They can easily carry leaves down this pipe. You may be thinking, that's a lot of pipe. It is, but I didn't want to chop it down. As a perk, it gives the ants further to walk, meaning I can see more action. I've got to say, since adding the additional space, the leafcutters are even more amazing to watch. When the first workers walked back home with leaves for the first time down the pipe, I was completely blown away. I felt like I was at a zoo for a little bit. If I was a crier, I'd have cried. I'm so proud of my little girls though, and they're totally enthralling. They explored their new outworld in no time and got to work chopping leaves within 15 minutes. The next morning, I looked in to see a couple of refused leaves, but also a pile of trash. They decided the trash pod wasn't good enough for them anymore. I'm not too bothered about this, because I trust they've made the right choice. It's obviously, to them, a better place to have a trash pile. Along with the outworld, they also got a lighting upgrade in the hotbox. The LEDs I had are cool, especially in blue, but I wanted more light. For some reason too, my latest 3D filament glows under blue light, which is really cool. I can watch them forever now though, in bright light. They're always busy doing something. They are 100% growing too. I'm quite comfortable with the fungus size now, so I think it's okay to try experiments. It's best to try them now before they're humongous. I'm going to try and feather the brakes a little and see how they respond. Personally, I believe with Attas though, it's better to test the brakes while things are going smooth, rather than when you're hurtling towards an obstacle. Let's say you've got no nest left because they've boomed in population. They can grow into the millions, so in captivity they need their population controlled. My initial experiment will be just locking their leaf intake to 5 leaves, twice a week max. They seem to get through 4 leaves easily at the moment in 2 days, with little extra to spare. This seems a good start as it's not too harsh, and right now they are not being underfed, so they can grow into their diet. The diet will hopefully sustain this size fungus for as long as possible. Fingers crossed I can tell you diet tips soon. I'm quite into diets and ants, and they're fun to do in my opinion. The background footage is them after not getting leaves for 2.5 days. They go nuts for them. Overall, I'm super happy as usual with the Atta Mexicana. They're going from strength to strength. and their new setup is a joy to work with and watch. Finally, they can properly show me what it means to be a leafcutter ant. The leaves they're eating, if you're wondering, are bramble and nasturtium. First time trying nasturtium. They seem to ignore it. So far. There's a little interest in the bramble though. That's one of their staples, along with apple leaves. I also added a pinch of rose petals I stole from the neighbour's garden. Stolen food does taste better, it seems. I've also decided they can have a water drinker too. I placed this one in and they've gone totally nuts. I also needed more colonies to test the drinkers on. The queen could never drown in it, so it's safe in my opinion. There have been 0 casualties so far though. If you like what you see with the drinkers, give me a holler. They're primarily aimed at large colonies that need lots of water. They'll get their advert video soon though anyway. Apart from being epic 24/7 and upgrades, the leafcutters have been a real pleasure to sustain. They've come through 2 heat waves okay, and the fungus is marvellous. The queen still blows my mind every time I look at her, and she's still easily visible. I hope that lasts. All the fears and worries I had heading into this endeavour though have slowly fallen away, except the population of course. I can't wait to see what they get up to in future. I'm pretty sure it will be grand whatever they do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a fabulous week. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching and bye!